NBA 2K26 gameplay is finally here. So in today's video, I'm going to be fully recapping the gameplay trailer, the videos 2K dropped where they went in depth on the gameplay, and of course, what's known as the courtside report, a huge blog that 2K just dropped going completely in depth on what 2K26 gameplay will be like. And I'm going to be giving my honest opinions on everything, and I would like to hear yours in the comments below, but we have a lot of information to cover, so let's go ahead and get this video started. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka 𝘸𝘪𝘆, back at it with yet another video, and we have a lot to talk about. Like I said in the intro, we're gonna start with the gameplay trailer for NBA 2K26. Then we're gonna get into some of the breakdown videos that they had of the gameplay, and then we're gonna go over the entire courtside report going over the gameplay. And like I said, there's a lot to talk about. So first, we're gonna go over this trailer really quick. They just dropped this. Now, honestly, all right, let's just see this. We'll go through it one time, and then we'll go through it a second time to pause it. We got Obi Toppin on the fast break, easy dunk. You can feel it, okay. All new motion engine, okay. New engine system for their motion stuff. There's gonna be some text popping up on the screen. They did this last year for their trailer. A lot of it didn't end up being true though, so let's see. Enhanced catch and shoot. Okay, so new catch and shoot mechanic maybe. Got Jokic, Cam Johnson on the Nuggets right there. Put the clamps on. Sharper defensive coverage. Ooh, let me find out. Lane steals are about to be OP again, like patch 1 of 25. Put on a show. You got KD on the Rockets. Improved rhythm shooting, and rhythm shooting is back. Okay. We're gonna find out how that is improved in this video, I guess. They still got some more time in this trailer. Okay, they got Shea, the cover athlete. I gotta lie, I did mute the audio for this trailer so I don't get copyrighted. But like, I kind of mess with the music they put here. Cade Cunningham with the windmill. Anthony Edwards, step through. Cat, LeBron, reverse dunk. Maybe we can actually do reverse. Oh, Cooper Flag. His first official face scan. LeBron. Okay. Now there's nothing really to dissect in this trailer. A lot of what we would be doing is just guessing. I mean, you got like the brands in the background, a lot of catch and shoot threes. There wasn't really a lot of dribbling going on in this trailer. It was just a lot of like, look at lane steal, post up. There was this Ja Morant, which what looks like is a Ja Morant aggressive breakdown. So I guess the Ja Morant aggressive breakdown's the same. Then you got KD getting an ankle breaker. I don't like that ankle breaker animation. That was in 25, and a lot of those ankle breakers just happened super random. I think one was out of the KD go-to, and then out of the Zach LaVine step back. They seemed super random. Your defender would like start swimming. It looks like a similar animation. It's actually the exact same ankle breaker animation from 25. And then you had a contact lob here. A lot of like post step throughs and stuff. A lot of post up stuff going on. I'm not gonna lie. Not a lot of dribbling in this trailer at all, which could be concerning. LeBron does do a reverse dunk this year. I don't know if you guys knew, but the baseline in 2K25 was so bad. Like, you would throw you out of bounds a lot. So, hey, maybe they fix that a little bit. Cooper Flag. First look at Cooper Flag here. I will say, even though I'm not expecting better graphics with 2K26, the lighting does look pretty good. Okay, are the graphics that much better than 25? No, but the lighting, you can see they definitely changed some things about the lighting. Like, I don't know how. Let me know what your thoughts are about the trailer in the comments. I want everyone's honest opinions. I'm gonna be giving my honest opinions in this video, so I want y'all's honest opinions. Maybe the best thing you see in this video, the worst thing, something you're worried about, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to be reading all of them. So another thing 2K dropped was 2 different like videos of 𝘭𝘪𝘵 overvoicing something about gameplay. So we're going to watch these 2 really quick, and then we're going to get into the deep dive of the courtside report. So let's see what 𝘭𝘪𝘵 has to say here.
What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese 𝘭𝘪𝘵 here with NBA 2K to break down the developments to rhythm shooting in 2K26.
Okay, rhythm shooting.
Enhanced rhythm shooting gives you more flexibility over your shot timing and tempo, with the ability to alter your shot depending on closeouts and other defensive counters. In addition, take advantage of signature go-to shots with new post moves, including shimmy floaters, baby hooks, and up and unders to expand your game in the paint. Draw inspiration from around the league to customize layups, floaters, quick scoops, Euro steps, hop steps, and spins for custom layup packages. These features bring more freedom and skill-based gameplay to 2K26.
Okay, definitely a lot to unpack there really quick. I don't want to take up too much time in this video, but there is a lot of information to go over. So the rhythm shooting, if y'all didn't really understand what he said, basically what I got from that is that rhythm shooting, you're gonna be able to it's gonna be able to affect how fast and slow you can shoot. Now he didn't mention anything about it giving a green window boost, so maybe that's in the courtside report. We'll have to find out. There's gonna be so you guys know how there's go-to shots for like dribbling and like jump shots. Like a lot of people used it for dribbling, but it's for jump shots. Now there's go-to shots for these post-up animations as well. Honestly, a lot of these, I'm gonna be honest, bro. No one's using these go-to post-up shots in competitive scenarios. Like, it's gonna be just like the go-to jump shots. They're not really gonna be useful in a competitive setting unless there's a workaround like the KD go-to or the Jalen Suggs go-to, where like it gives you a speed boost, you know, or something like that. Like, let's be honest. Now, here is the meter right here. Now, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of different meter options, but now I think most of you guys are going to agree about this. This looks like the 2K19 meter, but just a little better. And I personally thought the 2K19 meter was the best meter in 2K history. This is a good meter. We've had a lot of bad meters, like the one in 2K21, and yeah, there's been some bad meters. This one looks good. Now, it is a layup meter. You do see the green window in there, just like they talked about. There's going to be the green window. You're going to be able to visually see the green window on your jump shots, your layups, and your dunks when you use the dunk stick. So yeah, that meter, I like the meter. They still have like the excellent timing thing. I wonder if to get those instant green excellence, if you're gonna have to turn off the other thing, because it didn't tell him. I mean, I guess we can't tell by the bottom, but it didn't tell him if it was like how contested it was, if it was open. That could be at the bottom left and they're covering it, but I don't know. They also said custom layup package. That's huge. I'm sure they're gonna go over more of that in the courtside report, but let's go ahead and go to the second video they dropped. Well, it's actually the third video they dropped, but the second Hallie video. Okay, let's listen in. This is just a 30-second video. Then we're gonna get to the courtside report.
What's up, everyone? Tyrese Haliburton here to talk about the all-new motion engine in NBA 2K26. This year, Pro Play powers the dynamic motion engine, making your actions feel more lifelike and realistic. Experience more exact positioning when closing out on the perimeter, stopping on a dime after driving to the basket, and lateral movement when planting your feet. This is the biggest change to player movement since NBA 2K21 when I entered the league, offering a fresh and authentic feeling every time you step on the court.
All right, definitely a lot to unpack there. I don't know, y'all definitely heard this too. There's definitely some negatives in here. Listen to what he says right here. This is not, I don't know, man. Like, I know 2K's been trying to go with the realistic route, and a lot of people want to arcadey, a lot of people want realistic. Honestly, I want a balance, and I thought, you know, the 2K25 dribbling engine wasn't very good. They said that was the biggest upgrade in 15 years when they announced it in their trailer last year, which I don't know about that. Anyways, look at what he says here.
Pro Play powers the dynamic motion engine, making your actions feel more lifelike and realistic.
Making your actions feel more lifelike and realistic. That is definitely a worry. I mean, that's great, but we need to be able to move faster than we were moving in 2K25, man. The dribbling was bad. I felt like players were just moving slow, like in slow motion a lot. Yeah, that's definitely a worry, what he just said right there. But I don't know how accurate a lot of these things that are said in these little trailers are, because last year there was a lot of stuff that didn't end up being true. Now, he talked a lot about foot planting, like stopping on a dime. Hey, if we can't quick stop, I'm gonna be honest, no one cares about the stopping on the dime. Like, we gotta be able to quick stop in 2K26 better than we were in these past 2Ks, man. There's a lot better quick stops like in 20, 21, 22. There's gotta be better ways to quick stop in 26. He also talked about the foot planting, like I said. Hopefully, the first thing I think of is sliding on defense. That's gotta go. I feel like in every 2K, the latency on offense and defense is bad, but like the sliding can definitely be an issue on 2Ks. And then he said that this player motion engine, this new engine, is the biggest upgrade they've seen since 21 in terms of their motion or something. Hey, last year when they announced the new dribbling engine, they said it was their biggest upgrade in 15 years. So I've heard that before. And in my opinion, 2K25 is the worst dribbling 2K of all time. I've also said, if y'all didn't know, I do think 2K25 is the worst gameplay 2K of all time as well. So hopefully we get an upgrade for 26, but let's get into the courtside report. All right, now 2K dropped this huge courtside report blog. There's going to be a lot of stuff to go over. I'm going to try to cover as much information as I can quickly, give my opinion on why I think it could be good or bad. But they basically, let's see, they dropped a paragraph on the Pro Play motion engine, which they mentioned earlier. Now, throughout me showing this courtside report, you can pause and read as much as you want. I'm just kind of read it on my own and then, you know, give out some important things that I took away from these paragraphs. Now, right here, when they talk about the motion engine, once again, they're using this lifelike movement, a lot of like realistic words and stuff. So it's kind of like, you know, the Pro Play system, but now this motion engine added on top of it, which is just another thing that's trying to make the game look and feel more realistic. Now, take that how you want. I want realistic and arcade, so I hope we can still have some arcadey like gameplay, like some older 2Ks. But yes, seeing a lot of realistic words is definitely interesting, to say the least. I don't know how I feel about that, but something I noticed is they said with the foot planting thing that it should remove the skating seen in past games. That's huge. They're talking about like the sliding on defense, or even like I'm thinking of when you when you accidentally like shoot a fade and you wanted to stop and shoot. I'm thinking about that too. So if this is true, if that skating thing is true, that is a W, because I'm tired of sliding on defense. I'm tired of, you know, accidentally taking a fade because my player won't stop sometimes. And yes, you can flick the right stick to the left or right to get a quick stop, but it wasn't as good as some other 2Ks. And there have been some 2Ks that were even more slidey on defense than 2K25, but hopefully we do not have to deal with that anymore. Now here they talk about the enhanced rhythm shooting. So a lot of people, I mean, if there's something that I see more, I don't think I know anything that's more divided on in the community than their opinions and everyone's opinions on rhythm shooting. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people love it. A lot of people don't think the green bonus should be as big as it was in 25. There's a lot of different opinions. Now, I use rhythm shooting the entire year in 25. Do I think it should have a 70% boost like it did in 25? No. But I do think, you know, 2 inputs down up is harder than just clicking a button. So it is interesting to see this paragraph right here. So once again, pause and read if you need. So it looks like the actual rhythm shooting is the same thing, the down up flicking motion. And I'm assuming if you want to get those fading shots, right trigger fading shots, then the right stick up down is probably going to be the same thing. I'm hoping that's at least the case. But yeah, like Halliburton mentioned, you can basically, based on your shot timing and tempo and how you flick the stick, will affect how your player shoots fast or slow, and you can get these like slow hangs in the air, but I don't know why you would want to shoot slower. So once again, this is just another thing adding to this like realistic aspect. I think they want you to be like Kobe hanging in the air with this jumper. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to shoot slower, okay? But I'm kind of confused about this because they're saying, oh, your shot timing and tempo affects how fast or slow you shoot. But then how do you get a green on that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that is really confusing to even me and probably most people. Now, they do not mention anything about a green window boost, green bonus boost, whatever percent boost in this paragraph. So I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm just guessing here because they didn't mention it. I'm assuming there is no boost this year, which is pretty crazy that the only advantage is going to be faster shots, which in my opinion is going to be good for catch and shooters. So after reading this, as a person that rhythmed all year, I'm probably not going to be rhythm shooting too much unless it's a catch and shoot where I need to get a shot off quick, or maybe I'm coming around a screen and I gotta get the shot off quicker than usual, then my jump shot would be able to get off if the defender's like on my hip or close to me, right? That's the only times I could see me really using rhythm shooting, but that is very interesting. Let me know what y'all think about this. Another thing is they said that it's going to be more responsive. That better be true, 2K, because I don't know if y'all used rhythm shooting in 2K25, but a lot of times I would go down up on the stick and then it would just wouldn't register that I rhythm shot, and it was basically an automatic miss, and it was super irritating as a rhythm shooter. And wow, I mean, if that is not gone in 2K26, I'm not touching this mechanic at all because I'm tired of seeing that. I don't know if that's a latency issue, which yes, 2K does have a lot of latency issues that need to be fixed, but it was very irritating. Then they have this little short paragraph about offense where they mention the signature go-to post-up shots like we talked about earlier. And then they're talking about these archetypes again. Now, They used archetypes instead of builds for this word right here. I don't know if that means we're getting like the double archetypes from 2K19 or 18, or maybe I'm low-key just yapping with that. But that is interesting use of words right there. But custom layups is huge. I don't know if y'all really picked up on that earlier in the video, but we have custom dunk packages, we have custom jump shots, and not custom layups, but looks like it's going to be in 2K26 green or miss shot timing. So once again, if y'all want to read this paragraph, go ahead and do so. But basically, I was under the impression that green or miss was only going to be in certain game modes, but this says that green or miss is going to be in every game mode. It's going to be universal in 2K26, but it says if you're in like more casual modes with lower difficulty, that the green window is going to be a lot bigger, but then more competitive modes, the green window is going to be a lot smaller. So basically what that means is it's going to be easier to green, and I'm assuming modes like rec or theater or park, and then the modes where the green window is going to be a lot smaller is probably going to be pro-am, proving grounds, if that's a mode again. Some of these modes might not exist, I don't know. And stage will probably have a smaller green window as well. And then they talk about layup timing being permanently enabled. Thank God that is a thing. I don't know if y'all were tired of that too, of people turning off their layup timing, and then they would just make a bunch of BS layups, bro. Thank God that is a thing, because that was actually very irritating in 2K25. Now they have signature go-to post-up shots, just like the signature jump shots. We talked about this earlier. Once again, I'm going to say the same thing. No one's using this unless they're trying to imitate an NBA player for fun, but no one's really going to use this in a competitive mode. Like if the game's on the line, or like you need to score or something, or even if just like you value every possession, I don't think anyone's going to be like, these aren't going to be usable against users. If someone hits me with the Jokic hook jumper go-to post up, I just feel like it's going to be very obvious that they're going up with that, and it's just going to be easy to defend. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe there is going to be like one signature go-to post-up shot that's just like impossible to contest or something. Maybe, but once again, even if it's that, then everyone, like the meta, everyone's just going to use that one animation, so that kind of sucks. But it does say to activate these post-up shots, all you have to do is put the right stick up, so you have to hold it up to activate it. I don't know if you can cancel out of these animations. You could cancel out of the jump shot ones in 25, so that should be interesting. But it says that these animations give out shimmy hooks, floaters, baby hooks, and up and unders. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work online. Like I said, custom layups. Now this is the biggest W I've seen so far, so I guess there's gonna be some kind of menu. I'll pop it up on the screen because they did include this as well, where you can select what normal and reverse layups you want, what floater you want, what quick scoop you want, what Euro step you want, what hop step animation you want, and what spin animation you want. Now this is super fire, because I feel like in every 2K I've always like kind of switched between layup packages. For example, in 24, Devin Booker floater was really good, but Devin Booker layup package didn't really give a good spin or hop step animation. So now I can kind of pick and choose. Okay, Devin Booker floater, maybe, you know, the normal layup package for the quick scoops that have a good animation. Maybe, I don't know, Zion has a really good Euro step animation in 26. I can put that on for the Euro. This is the biggest W so far. It just allows us for more customization. It also will make just layups in general more usable in 2K. I feel like they were really good in 24, but in 25, finishing in general just wasn't very good. Defense, wow, this is interesting. They have one sentence for defense. Play freely and with physicality in NBA 2K26 using body ups and collisions to antagonize opponents. I don't know. I feel like defense and offense has never really been balanced too much. I feel like the most balanced they've been was maybe 2K20 and 2K19, and in both of those 2Ks, defense and offense was just both OP, especially in 19, which I think is good for gameplay. I think both sides of the ball should be OP, but what a lot of times happens is offense is like way better than defense, so instead of buffing defense, 2K nerfs offense, and then it just makes the game kind of stale, and I kind of hate that. So I don't know, this one sentence about defense is kind of concerning. Like, was there really only one sentence to write about defense? Anyways, body ups and collisions. So basically they're just saying here that there's going to be more player to player collisions, which can help improve the freedom of movement for both the dribbler and on-ball defender. That is very interesting. Maybe there's like a mechanic for the dribbler, because I don't know how that would help the dribbler. On-ball defenders though, that could definitely help them. Yeah, we need more collisions, because a lot of the times it's almost like players kind of just slide past each other, especially in like dunk animations or, you know, blow bys, or even like that one strong handle animation where they just throw it through the legs every time. There definitely needs to be more of that. So I don't know, hopefully this is true, because they can write paragraphs like this all they want, but if we get on the game and it just doesn't feel like this is true, then none of this matters. You know what I'm saying? Interior defense has been redesigned so that it's easier to get strong body up bumps in the air when contesting finishers at the rim. Bigs will feel increased physicality when roaming in the paint. Now, honestly, I thought interior defense in 25 was pretty bad, and some of y'all might disagree, but in reality, it's just because the finishing was really bad in 2K2. I don't know, it is only one sentence, but more physicality when roaming the paint definitely sounds good. I feel like a lot of players that had a high block rating in 25 really didn't get to experience as much rim protection as I think they should have. I don't know, let me know in the comments, did you have a build with a high block and you felt like you weren't being rewarded a lot? Because I feel like that was the case in 25, where people had a high block and they weren't being rewarded as much as they should be. So hopefully this interior defense maybe fixes that. New rebound timing feedback. Now, they did include a little video of this happening in the gameplay, and in the gameplay you can see Cade missing a shot and Isaiah Hartenstein grabbing the rebound, and he gets a green effect below his player. Well, the first thing I think of is this dude has an instant green little splash below his feet for a rebound. 2K, if we don't get an instant green splash or animation for shooting the ball in 2K26, but we get it for a freaking rebound, oh my god, I don't even know, bro. I feel like that's a simple as add instant greens back. I don't know why it was ever removed. I think this is a really good thing. Basically, they're saying you can green rebounds, and if the middle of the green window is going to be when the ball hits its final bounce off the rim. And if you do green it for that rebound, you will get a boost of your rebound rating, your vertical rating, to increase the chances of you getting that rebound on that board. I actually think this is really, really good. And it's funny because I actually recorded a video with like a little kid and I was trying to help him get his first win in the park, and he was actually struggling with like timing a rebound. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know like people could struggle with that. So not only is this mechanic good for competitive, but it could be good for casuals that like genuinely don't know when to jump for the rebound, because I didn't even know that could have been an issue, but I guess that is some issues for people that are super new to the game. Controls. Now, the only thing that I care about in this couple sentences is that they said they increased game speed. That is the new biggest W. We talked about the custom layups, but no, the game speed being increased is huge, because 2K25 was literally like it was in slow motion, bro. I think this might have been the slowest 2K of all time. Another reason why I hated the gameplay. But yeah, and like they said in the second sentence down below, it's gonna create a bigger skill gap because people are gonna have to have good reaction time, faster decision making, and that increases the skill gap in itself. Not only that, it's just more fun to play 2Ks with a higher game speed. Now this paragraph talks about a new thing called quick protect. I already know what a lot of people are gonna say. They'll be like, wasn't this already a thing where you could hold L2 and protect the ball? I mean, that is true, but I feel like with this is an actual mechanic, and I don't know, I think like if you're in L2, like it's just gonna give the defender a foul if they reach, hopefully. I don't know. Because sometimes when you're in L2, especially in 2K24, the player would just get a pluck animation. So hopefully that's not a thing in 26. I feel like if you're in L2, you're protecting the ball, bro. Like, come on. Anyways, they also said that you could put a defender in jail, get him on your hip, kind of like Brunson, Luka, and Trae Young, and get an easy shot. I actually like that mechanic a lot. I'm hoping that is actually effective in competitive play. Like, imagine going around a screen, defenders chasing you, get him stuck on your hip, and then the center goes under the basket for boards, so the other center kind of has to crash with him to compete for that box out, and then you just get the easy floater, and if the center steps up, you hit your center for the easy dunk. I kind of like that a lot. Hopefully this is good and competitive, because I feel like that would be really, really fire. No dips, catch and shoot. So basically they're talking about a new mechanic where you could hold the left trigger and get the ball off a lot quicker. I don't know if y'all watch a lot of NBA, but D'Angelo Russell does this a lot in the corner for his catch and shoots, where he like catches the ball high and then just shoots it fast so the defender can't get out to him in time. This is going to be huge and competitive. This is going to be big for catch and shooters that want to shoot those fast shots. And it's also going to change how defense is played, especially I feel like in Pro-Am. The corners are both going to be holding L2. They're going to get off that shot nice and quick. I like this change. This should have been a thing, to be honest. I just am wondering if it's the same jump shot timing every time for these fast shots, because if it's random, it could be hard to time. So hopefully there is some consistency with this, because I could see some potential issues with this mechanic. But if it's polished, if it's good, then this is definitely a good add. And if it is messed up, hopefully they fix it in the first month, because sometimes 2K don't be fixing stuff and they just be letting it be ass the whole year, which is terrible. Revamped signature size ups. Now this doesn't really tell us anything. They're basically saying you can rock back and forth with the pro stick and get these new revamped signature size ups. To be honest, we can sit here and shit on this paragraph all day long or gas it up all day long. Regardless, we're gonna have to wait until we get the game, put on our animations, you know, lab up in the my court and mess around with these dribble moves to see if the dribbling is good in 2K26. Because last year they said it was the biggest upgrade they had in 15 years with the dribbling engine, and guess what? In my opinion, it was the worst dribbling 2K of all time. So at this point, I don't even care what they say about dribbling. None of it matters until we get on the game. Slow motion Euro steps. Now basically this is a new mechanic where you hold the left trigger and in the middle of the Euro step you can slow down. This is super fire. Now I don't know why it's only for Euro steps. I wish this was for kind of any finishing move outside of like dunks, like a spin, or maybe like, I don't know, any kind of finishing move outside of the Euro. I think that would be kind of fire. But this is definitely interesting. I could see me ISOing like on the twos court, doing a Euro with a high layup build, and then I slow down, and then I can kind of read the defense. Is the center going to help out the corner, or do I have a good layup attempt right here? And I could like combine that with bailout, and that could be OP. Wrap passes. Now basically you can just double tap B, throw the ball around the defender, and they say it's going to stop from you throwing the ball at the back of the defender. If this is true, where we aren't throwing the ball at the back of the defender because of this mechanic, then this is a W, because I hate throwing passes in 2K. Even with a high pass ac. So don't say, you know, oh, you had a low pass ac. Like I've had builds in 2K24 with 89 pass ac. I had center builds with 90 something pass ac in 2K25. And I would just throw the ball and it just hits someone in the back of the head, or hits them in the back of the back, and then even click a button and they get a steal. So alley-oops, nah, a lot of y'all might complain about this, but let's be honest for a second. 2K25 self alleys in general were just way too easy. Like they were just way too good. I feel like if a self alleys actually like should be something that's harder to do, and this is definitely going to add that skill gap. You have to, you know, read and reaction time. That's a big skill gap in video games, and this is definitely something that's going to create a bigger skill gap for alley-oops. And yeah, the random buttons that you're gonna have to choose from and read and react to when the alley-oop does go off is gonna be probably for Xbox A, X, Y, and B. That's what they mean, I'm sure, when they talk about the 4 face buttons. But yeah, basically, you know how you throw an alley-oop now and just X pops up every time or square? Now it's gonna be like one random button of those 4 buttons. Could see a lot of people like not expecting an alley-oop, getting that, and just completely failing. Setting screens, they're basically saying there's a new mechanic where you could tap the left stick, different, you know, degrees where you could turn your player and help get your teammate open. I mean, obviously you don't want to set a moving screen, but hopefully you actually can't get away with moving screens in 26, because I could see that being a problem where you can just spam this and get away with moving screens. But this is a good change. This should be good. I could see centers like really getting good at this, especially in Pro-Am, and it actually helping their team win some games, getting their teammates open. Now, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the rest of this is just them talking about AIs. I'll slowly scroll through it and you can read it. I'm not really gonna go over this. Now, the reason I'm not gonna go over this, because I feel like AIs have been terrible in 2K for a long time now. You know, whether it's in Play Now, Rec, whatever, you know, they'll randomly cut, or they'll shoot a bad shot when you're calling for the ball, and then they pass out and it goes out of bounds, or they'll randomly help on defense out the corner for no reason, even though you have the settings on don't help at all. Hopefully this is true, but this is the most I've ever seen them talk about AIs in a courtside report ever. So yeah, you can pause and look at that. I'm not gonna read much into it because I'm just not buying it, bro. Now right here, they're just talking about the Learn 2K mode. It's coming back, and then they have this little last paragraph about what's next. But they do use some interesting words about gameplay: smoother, faster. Hopefully that A is true, because latency and game speed has been a huge problem in 2K25. Hopefully it's fixed in 2K26. Now, a couple things I noticed that weren't in this courtside report, but they didn't talk about the dunk meter at all in this. I don't know, maybe that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, just because I use the dunk meter. I love the dunk meter. I use it in 23, 24, and in 25. Well, not as much in 25 because it just wasn't good, but 2K, we need the dunk meter to be better, man. It's gotta be better because in 25 it was terrible. They didn't talk about it at all here. Let me know in the comments, what else did they just not speak on that you were kind of interested to see what was gonna happen with that in 26? For me, it was the dunk meter. Let me know your positives and negatives from this. What's the best thing you saw in this news from 2K26? What's the worst thing? To be honest, for me, there was a lot of good things, but there was also a lot of things that I'm worried about. So let me know in the comments. Give me your honest opinions. Make sure to subscribe if y'all want to see more news videos like this, where I just talk about what could be bad, could be good, or just the news for 2K26 right as the news drops, because I can definitely do that for y'all. But anyways, it's been your boy Henry, aka 𝘸𝘪𝘭, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.